You're watching PEGRI TV, Rhode Island's public access channel.
Hey, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to another edition of An Hour with Bob. Here we are. I got a bad shoulder today, folks, so bear with me. So if I start grimacing, it's because I'm hurting. Anyhow, today we're going to talk about one of my favorite things in Rhode Island. I've been involved in it for every year, I think but one, since they started or restarted it back in the early 90s, and that is the Quonset Air Show, the Rhode Island Air National Guard Quonset Air Show. Last year, for whatever reason, maybe we'll talk about it, maybe we won't, but last year they didn't have it. But they're bringing it back. And they bring it back, and I'm sure part of the reason is because it's so popular. The air show in Quonset Point draws upwards of 100,000 people on the weekend. And this year, we're going to find out. I know it's in June. We're going to find out when in June. And with me today, I got Major Terrence Coyne of the Rhode Island Air National Guard. Did I get that right?
You did, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Appreciate it.
Yes. Nice to see you.
You too.
And I'm so happy that you got the air show back again.
We are too. We are too. We're very happy to have it again. Like you mentioned, we didn't have it last year. We had a lot of people deployed last year, and the tough,
that was the reason.
That it was, and a tough call was made to postpone it. You know, for a few reasons.
I thought we lost it. I thought it was all over. You know, that
no,
we weren't going to have it anymore.
No. We had a large portion of our unit deployed overseas, and you know, we have to obviously take into consideration, can we put on the show safely? So,
right.
so the decision was made to postpone it for a year.
Now, when you say deployed, when I go back to when I was a kid, I always thought the National Guard was protecting our nation, that they stayed here, and the Army and the Air Force and the Navy and the Marines went off, and the National Guard stayed here, and the Coast Guard stayed here within our country. When did that change?
So, well, September 11th changed a lot of things. So the National Guard has really a dual mission. We have the state mission, kind of what you're talking about, where we're here and we assist with things like hurricanes and snowstorms and other things.
Right.
But we also have the federal mission. And so we are training constantly when we're here in the United States for when we do need to assist our active duty counterparts.
But it seems like, you know, the what do they call them? What do they call the National Guard? The people that work, the part-time soldiers, some people say. They
Correct.
call them that, part-time soldiers. But they're really full-time soldiers at times. Right?
There are. So there's a, you know, there's the makeup is it's a mixed group. So you've got folks, myself being one. When I first joined, I was part-time. I was an attorney in Providence, and I worked that job full-time. And then on drill weekends, you know, 1 weekend a month plus 2 weeks a year, I would work with the National Guard. Now I'm full-time. So we have, you know, the majority of our force is part-time, but we do have, you know, several hundred full-timers as well.
And how long have you been full-time?
About 5 years or so.
Yeah?
about the last 5 years.
Now, what prompted you to go full-time? Being a lawyer and all.
Yeah, well, the opportunity opened up for us to have a full-time JAG, a Judge Advocate General, and something that we haven't had in the Rhode Island Air National Guard before.
Right, yeah.
And
Well, that was popularized by the TV series, the JAG, right?
Sure.
Did you watch that show? Was that a regular?
It was a little bit before my time, but I didn't.
Was it? Yeah.
I didn't see too much of that show. No.
No. I used to like that show.
I heard it was good. I hadn't seen it. But no, I was fortunate enough to get brought on board full time, and I really enjoy it. It's a great group of people.
And you're a native Rhode Islander, as you told me.
I am. Born and raised in Gloucester.
Gloucester.
Yes.
For all you folks that don't know where Gloucester is, it's in the northwestern corner of the state of Rhode Island. As actually, we talked about that yesterday. I mean, the last show I did about that area of the state. Mm-hmm. And can you name all the routes in that area of the state?
I can name a few.
Yeah?
Definitely not all of them.
And it seems like they're all like numbered almost consecutive. You got 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, and 105, and 107 up there.
I don't think I know all of those.
No. And 100, of course.
Right.
But you're up there. How are you way up there in the corner of the state?
We're not far from Connecticut. Yeah, we're a ways out there, on a little dirt road out there in the middle of nowhere.
Really?
Yeah.
It must be tough getting to any. Where do you work? Where's your?
So I work where the air show is held in Quonset.
Oh, really?
Yes. So about 45 minutes or so door to door.
Yeah. That's
a good
a
drive.
tough ride.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
What do you take? 295?
295, 95.
Yeah, 295. Get off. Yeah, that would make sense. Mm-hmm. But you got to get to 295.
Right. That takes a little while.
Yeah. And which route do you take to go there?
6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I know the state pretty good.
Yeah.
I know the state pretty good. In fact, I had mentioned before that I when my kids were small, we took a map of the state, and I'd have the kids blindfold one and have them touch an area of the map, and then we'd go to that area of the state and we'd check out all the highways and state highways in that area. And sometimes we'd run them out to see where they went to. Like, as I said before, Route 123 is in Cumberland, but if you take it out east, it goes all the way to Situate, Massachusetts, Hull, Massachusetts, Situate, Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. And you can take Route 6 forever, too. Some of the roads, they go on for a long time and long ways.
We regularly travel into Connecticut, so.
Oh, I'll bet you do.
Yeah.
So you're up there near Danielson? Are you from?
Not far. Putnam, Killingly.
Putnam, yeah. Oh, Killingly, yeah, yeah. All right, so what do you do what's your regular work at the Judge Advocate's office or at the National Guard?
A few things. So we assist the members, obviously. So for example, we talked about the folks who deploy. So we have to make sure they have all their legal affairs in order before they go overseas.
Oh, okay.
So drafting things like powers of attorney for them, wills, helping them with any federal laws or statutes that are in their favor. We advise them on those things. Things like the Service Member Civil Relief Act. We can explain to them what benefits they have under something like that. We also advise the command staff. So it's almost like in-house counsel, so really whatever comes up. It could be contract issues, it could be criminal law issues, civil law issues, environmental law issues. It's really, depending on the day.
Oh, so it could be an interesting day, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. All right, so the air show is when? I did say it is June,
It
right?
is June. It is June. It's the 20th
21st or
20th and 21st.
20, okay.
Saturday and Sunday like normal. Gates open around 9 o'clock. Flying starts at about 10.
Okay, and I understand you got back the big team, right?
We do. We're happy to announce that we have the United States Air Force Thunderbirds this year.
Cool.
Yeah, they put on a great performance.
Now, what they fly, the F-16s?
They do. Single-engine
planes.
Correct.
Right?
6 F-16s.
The other ones, the Blue Angels fly the F-18s, which are dual engines.
That's right.
And what's the advantage of? I guess it's maneuverability? The 16's got more maneuverability?
So the way that, I'm not a pilot, but the way the F-16 has been described to me before is that it's intentionally designed to be unstable.
Oh, that's nice.
So, so if you think about a plane sitting on top of a pinhead,
Right.
it would easily fall in any direction. That makes it good. It can change direction very quickly.
Because it's not balanced, you mean? Because
Correct.
Right?
Correct. So it needs some serious computers to help it fly.
Really?
But that's in part what makes it so maneuverable.
Versus the F-18.
Well, I stick with the Air Force aircraft. I'm not sure about the Navy ones.
All right, what else you got?
So, so in addition to the Thunderbirds this year, we have a few familiar acts. We have the Geico Skytypers. They fly a World War II vintage aircraft, T-6 Texan.
What does that look? Describe that.
It's a propeller-driven plane. They're very.
Is that the one with the slides?
It's got a glass canopy.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Yep. They've been at our show a number of years.
Right.
Great team. They do a really nice job.
Is it dual engine? That's a dual prop?
It's a single prop.
Oh, it's a single prop.
Single prop. Yep.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different plane then.
And we have another big crowd pleaser is the Shockwave jet truck.
Oh yeah. I always wanted to ride in that damn
yeah,
thing.
Yeah. It's a new and improved one this year.
Yeah? What's the top speed of that one? 358 or something was the top speed of it.
Probably. I know it breaks 300.
That's unbelievable.
They
And
race.
it's a tractor trailer too. It's right?
Right.
It's a cab of a tractor trailer.
Correct. And they'll normally race an aircraft down the runway.
Right.
And they give the aircraft a good run for its money.
Yeah.
So so those are some acts that are returning. Michael Goulian.
Oh yeah.
Who you might know from like the Red Bull Air races.
Yep.
He'll be back. He's flying again this year.
Doing the stunts and stuff.
He does some stuff in an aircraft that just shouldn't be possible.
Have you ever gone up with one?
I haven't.
No?
I haven't.
Is it by design or?
I just haven't had that opportunity
Oh,
yet.
come on
Now,
now.
I heard you've gone up in some aircraft before.
I have.
Which aircraft have you gone up in?
I've gone up and I've done the flips and the rolls and all that stuff. I went up with, what's his name? He's out of Long Island. It was a red plane.
I heard
Coyne.
Klatt. Was it Klatt? I thought I was told that you went up with John Klatt.
Oh yeah, I did go up with him too, but that isn't the one I was thinking of. Yes, I did. I did go up with him. But I also went up with a guy from Long Island. I can't remember his name. And I'm saying to myself when I get in, I'm going, why am I doing this? It's crazy.
Did you like it?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's it really is crazy, especially because it's a prop plane. I'm thinking, this thing shuts off. Guess what? What do you can't call AAA.
Yeah,
I mean, this thing's going down.
They're a talented bunch, though. I mean, they're really a great group that we have at our show.
But at least the jet plane, they can start right up again, I guess.
Well, you can restart a propeller-driven plane.
Yeah, what happens if the battery's dead?
That I couldn't tell you.
Right? And aren't the propeller planes, they have carburetors?
Some do. You're testing my knowledge on
and
the aircraft.
that's why when they do the stall, when they go straight up like this, well, two reasons for that, I guess. One is because they lose the air because they're against the air instead of having the air underneath them.
Correct.
When they go, and I did that. Mm-hmm. We go straight up, and all of a sudden the engine shuts off and it's quiet as heck. And all of a sudden the thing, now you got to decide, you don't know which way it's going to go back, it'll start falling. And then the thing turns and starts falling and it gives it this thing and then you hear, and all you can see is Jamestown and Newport, and you got to say, well, which one do I want to crash land into?
Well, must be a nice view anyway.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice view for a minute or two.
So what you were just describing, that we have another act returning, Sean Tucker.
Oh, yeah, I've been up in him too.
You were up in his?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
So
yeah.
he's got the red aircraft, Oracle aircraft,
Right.
biplane. He does that.
Oh,
Goes
I know
up
he
and then
does.
falls back down.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Yep.
He's an incredible pilot.
I've also done the rolls and the flips. Go all over, have another plane there, and we go under the plane and up above the plane and then back and come behind the plane again, and then this move around the plane and
Yeah.
some crazy stuff. And
Yeah.
all the time I'm going, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? So I can show this on TV?
Yep. Yep. So yeah, well, no, we're excited. We've got a good group coming back. Combination of jets and propeller-driven planes, and then of course ground acts like the Shockwave jet truck.
Right, right. Now, is the jet truck going to run Saturday and Sunday?
Runs both days.
It does.
And if I'm not mistaken, the jet truck may make more than one pass each day. You can't quote me on that,
Right.
but it may make more than one pass.
Now, I did say that in the 2 days, am I correct in saying that upwards of 100,000 people total?
We
in the 2 days?
expect anywhere between 50 and 100,000 people approximately. That's the normal crowd turnout. We get a good crowd down there. We get a
Oh,
good
yeah,
crowd.
yeah, especially if the weather's good.
Yeah, that always helps.
Nothing worse than overcast skies.
Yeah, we've
where
had that
you
a few
can't even see
years.
the damn planes.
Yeah, we've had, thinking just a few years back, we had a little rain one day. But if the jets can
Oh, a
fly...
little rain's okay.
Yeah.
Because it cools you down a little bit.
Sure.
Sometimes it gets a little hot out there.
Sure. But if the jets can, they make the determination, what's safe. If they can safely fly, they're going to fly, even if there's a little rain.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many National Guard members are there participate in the air show?
Well, so in Rhode Island, there's about 3,300 assigned in Rhode Island, and that's both Air National Guard and Army National
Oh,
Guard.
that's how many totally you have in
Correct.
in Rhode Island.
Correct.
And how many will be there at the air show?
Well, we do
What
have
percentage, I should say?
a large percentage. We have. It requires a lot of work to put on a show this size.
Oh God, yes. Yeah.
So there'll be a good portion of us there, and of course we do have some people who will, again, like we said before, will be overseas, so they won't be
Right.
there to help out with the show, but
Right.
they'll be serving overseas.
Well, that guy that I flew with, the second guy you mentioned there,
Sean Tucker,
no, the
Mike
guy before him.
Mike Goulian.
Mike. Is he in the service?
He's not now. I don't know if he has any prior military service.
No, it wasn't him then. Who was the other guy that I flew with? He was in the service. He was a major like you, I think.
I'm not sure who that would
Well, I
be.
flew with several of them over the years.
Maybe Mark Murphy. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's been to our show before. He's got a P-51 aircraft, World War II fighter, and he's also bringing with him this year something that we haven't had before. It's a Mitsubishi Zero, World War II.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
So you got a Jap aircraft?
he does. He does. Yeah.
Does it have the sun on the side too?
It does.
Really?
Yeah, it's all painted up just like it would have been.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a heck of a plane.
How about that Russian last few years back? They had the Russian aircraft.
So we had the MiG. We had the MiG, Russian MiG, a few years back.
Right.
This year we've got a similar aircraft. We've got a T-33. It's another older era jet aircraft. And that's actually, that's a picture of it right there.
The FT? No, that's the American plane.
Correct.
The FT.
Right. Well, they're both American. That T-33 is being made by Lockheed.
Okay.
But that's the older one on the bottom there.
The FT.
The T-33, correct.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But there was another plane, or maybe it was a Czech plane or something, Czechoslovakian plane or something like that. I thought it was a pretty cool plane. I mean, there's so many aircraft there to see that.
There are.
And then helicopters and.
Sure. So I'm sure you're familiar. One of our favorite parts of the show is when we get to, demonstrate our capabilities. So we have the.
You got to do the.
We have the combined arms.
Combined arms?
Correct.
I've been in the helicopters when they've done that.
Have you?
Several times. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is cool.
So
That
we'll-
is so cool.
So we'll have that again.
I've seen it from the ground, but I've also seen it from the plane. They have 3 helicopters. They come around, right? I've been in the helicopters when they've done that. Over the years. Again, I missed only one air show. Obviously, we all missed last year's, but
Yeah.
during what is it? Is this the 24th or 25th?
This is the 26th. We've
26th.
had it since 1991.
Well, if you,
And we've only missed 2 years.
2 years, all right. So 92 I started. So I guess I missed the first year. That's the only one I missed.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
That's great.
In
But,
fact, the general, the adjutant general, I guess he's called, right? Or is he a general?
The Adjutant General, yes.
Right?
Yep.
Christopher, right?
General Callahan.
Callahan.
Yes.
I remember him when he was, I don't know, just a lieutenant, right? He's a helicopter pilot.
He
right?
is. He is. He's an Army
Good
aviator.
guy, good guy. And yeah, we go back from when he, like I said, the second year. It might have been his first year too. The second year might have been his first year there too. I'm not sure of that. He could have been there the year before me, but something tells me that was his first year too.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So you were in the Black Hawk with the Army folks, the Rhode Island Army Guard folks. You got to ride in the Black Hawk.
Many times. I love those Black Hawk.
Have you been in one of our C-130s before?
Oh, God, yes.
Okay.
Oh, God, are you kidding me? We flew down, General Centracchio is a good friend of mine, and I flew with them. We went to up northern New York. What is that, Fort Drum up there?
I believe so.
Camp Drum. We flew up there. We flew down to Shelby, Mississippi in one of those. We flew to Christmas time. I flew with him. We left the 22nd of December, and we were delivering toys to 2 orphanages in Tazar, Hungary, and then we crossed the border into Bosnia and delivered toys during Christmas time in Bosnia,
Wow.
which was still a combat zone actually, but we were just across the border. We went to 2 orphanages over there Christmas Day and passed out toys.
Wow.
But we flew over, we left Quonset, on our way over there. There's only 19 of us on the plane, including Senator Reed and the Lieutenant Governor and the General, and everybody's asleep. They put racks of old seats in there so everybody could be a little more comfortable instead of having just the little seats against the wall, right?
Right.
And everybody's asleep, and I don't sleep. I can't sleep at home, let alone on an airplane. So I'm hearing, we're getting this brrrr.
Yeah, they're not the quietest planes.
They're not the quiet, and not the most comfortable, and not the warmest plane either. Right?
Right.
They're pretty cool. I mean, in fact, you can scrape the icicles off the side of the plane. People don't realize that when you get up into the 35,000 foot range, the temperature up there is extremely cold.
Oh yeah. Well, the temperature drops for every 1,000 feet or so you go up.
Yeah, I mean,
Drops a degree or two.
If you've flown internationally in a regular aircraft, right, a commercial aircraft, you can see because they'll put it on the screen, the speed and the distance and the temperature. I've seen it 62 below zero.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. It's amazing, and it's amazing to think that some of the stowaway could survive and it's happened where a stowaway has survived being, stuck in the wheels or something.
Sure.
I don't know how the hell they could survive it, but somehow they did. It's happened a few times where somebody survives it. Anyway, we were on the way over there, and we're about 3 hours into the flight because they're not the fastest plane in the world either. I think when I think of the C-130, I think of having a pickup truck and a 4x8 sheet of plywood in the back and holding it up straight up and
Yeah.
and see what it's doing to the speed.
They are, I've obviously gotten a ride in them before, and they are incredibly powerful, though. It is unbelievable.
Oh, God, yeah.
Just how powerful and how agile that humongous aircraft is.
Well, I've also flown in the Fat Albert.
Oh, have you?
Yes, I have.
With the Blue Angels.
Yeah. By the way, folks, the Fat Albert is a C-130 with jetpacks on it, right?
Right.
It's got 4
It's
jetpacks.
got jet-assisted takeoff.
Yeah, so it takes off a lot faster than a regular C-130, which are imposing aircraft themselves. They call the Hercules, right?
Correct.
C-130.
Correct.
In the new version. I was there when they received the J's, the new model. The first year when
That's
they
who-
got them, I was
that's who
there
we
with
have.
Jack Reed. Yeah, I know. I was there when you got them. Because the other planes, I looked at the date of one plane I was in one time, flying somewhere, and it was 1953. I'm going, this plane's still in the air since 1953, and this was in like 1998.
Wow. Wow, yeah, we've had a number of iterations of the C-130 at the base. You know.
But that flight, here we are flying over across the water. There's nothing under us but water. And all of a sudden, here comes the engineer, and he's got the headset on. He's dropping line as he's going, because obviously they're not wireless connected to the captain. And he's coming down the aisle. Everybody's asleep. He comes by me, and they have little portholes in the back of the plane. They don't have a lot of windows or nothing. So I get up to see what's going on. And he's looking out the window, and he's conferring with the pilot. So I walk behind him, and I look out to see what's going on here. And I notice the propeller's not moving. That kind of scary.
Just one?
Well, at the time, but you don't know why it's just one. I mean, if it's a fuel issue, it's a real bad problem. But obviously the plane can fly with 3 engines, can fly supposedly with 1. But when you got an engine that dies out, you can't have somebody go over and check under the hood at 350 miles an hour.
That's a little tough to do.
Yeah, and I'm wondering now, are we history here? Is this going to end here? Because if there are, because of a fuel issue, it's all over, you know? 'Cause you don't know.
Okay. You were okay though.
Well,
Everything
I'm here.
was okay.
I'm here, but you don't know why at the time.
Sure.
You don't know why that plane. And he told the captain that I saw it, and he said, "Bring him up here." He didn't want me waking anybody up, because they would have called. You know, there would have been some people that couldn't handle it. You know.
Yeah. I mean, you're right though. I mean, they can fly just fine with with an engine down.
We detoured to the Azores, and which ended up being cool, because we ended up getting a side trip. We went to the Azores and had to wait a day and a half to get another plane, and so we got to hang around go check out what is it? What's the name of the town? Tercera, in the Azores, one of the islands in the Azores. It was beautiful. And then when we got another plane came, and now we jumped on that plane, we continued on to our destination. And we hung there. We were there till the 29th.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great experience.
Oh, it was. All of it. I've had so much, I had so much fun with the National Guard over the years. I mean, I could go on and on with stories. I got one. I'm going to give you this one when I come back, but we're going to go to a break. But remind me when we come back what I did to one of my tenants with Reggie Centracchio, and I forget who else was there. We went down to Mississippi, and one of my tenants had been deployed, and I busted him really good in the child line. We'll be right back. But first, we got, hey, who's that? Is that Kevin?
It is.
Kevin Driscoll?
It is.
How you doing?
I'm good, Bob, and you?
Good. You're looking pretty sharp.
It's good to be back.
Yes. It's been a while.
It has. Another day above ground. Any day above ground's a good day.
That's right. It's a great day to be alive, I always say.
It is.
So what have you been up to?
Performing. I'm a children's entertainer, and I only entertain children ages 2 to 102, so
Really?
I'm very, very fortunate.
So that's your target audience, 2 to 102?
That's my target audience. Obviously, we have different jokes, but the same puppets, same costumes, but sometimes I'll use different puppets depending on the age of the children.
Right.
But it's an awful lot of fun.
But you told me that your puppet. Where's your friend?
I think he's down here someplace. He's down here.
Well, you don't have to bring him up yet. But how costly those?
Oh, they're expensive. They're expensive, but they're handmade, so each puppet is unique.
Where are they made?
All over the world.
No, I mean, where was yours made? Do you know?
I think in New York City.
Really?
A long time ago, but it's old, and it's survived a long time. So I'm very fortunate to get it. So.
Now, who was a great puppeteer back in the 50s and 60s?
Edgar Bergen.
Who was that?
Edgar Bergen, with Charlie McCarthy.
Okay, there was another one though.
After him was Paul Winchell.
That's what I'm thinking.
Paul Winchell, yeah. Jerry's a replica of Paul Winchell's Jerry Mahoney, so I use him. And when I perform at senior centers, I bring out my Charlie McCarthy puppet, and they all recognize Charlie McCarthy, and most of them will shout out his name. So it's very rewarding to performing for seniors is so much fun because they remember. You know, the little children have no idea who Charlie McCarthy is, obviously, but it's an awful lot of fun.
Hey, I interviewed and had dinner with a pretty well-known ventriloquist years ago.
Terry Fader.
That's right.
Yep. we talked about that last time I was here.
Did
It was
we?
a while ago,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, he's absolutely amazing. Jeff Dunham, Terry Fader. Each year, they come to it's one of the biggest conventions there are for ventriloquists in Cincinnati, and I'm very honored to be back there again this year for the 6th year in a row. And Terry may be there. I know Jeff Dunham's going to be there. Also, that young girl, that 12-year-old ventriloquist who won America's Got Talent, Darcy.
Right.
Darcy Lynn, she's going to be there as well. So it's fun. So I'll be able to perform, you know, not opening for them, but I'll be on the same stage, and it should be fun.
Now, how long have you been doing this?
Just about 7 years. It hasn't been a long time. I think the last time I was here.
You just started.
Yeah, I just started, and it's something that I am now doing full time. I was the GM for an internet company, and long story short, I went to the doctor. I thought I was having a heart attack, and the doctor said, "Well, you know, you can keep doing this, but you're not going to be around much longer." So it was job stress. So
Really?
So I don't do that anymore. Now I do this full time, and I'm having a blast.
Right, right.
Yeah, it's an awful lot of
Wow.
Quiet!
fun.
You got to have your health, right?
I'm sorry.
Quiet!
Oh,
He's
talking?
yeah, I need.
I woke him up.
I need to bring. He doesn't like me talking. He likes to talk, but I should warn you. He's very concerned about the coronavirus. So, let me bring up Jerry. Come on, Jerry. Come on up. Come on.
Oh, God.
What is that?
My mask!
Your mask,
Yeah!
Jerry. Jerry, you don't need a mask.
Yes, I do! Yes, I do!
No, you don't.
Yeah?
No, you're not real. You don't need a mask. Can I take it off?
Yeah. Okay. Hi there. Hi! Hey! Yeah. Get a haircut. You look like a girl.
I'm not a girl. I have a beard.
I know, you look like an ugly girl. Get a haircut.
I can't really afford a haircut right now.
You could if you were funnier.
Yeah, that's true.
Get a haircut.
I told you, I can't. I have a son in college.
Still?
Yeah, he's still in college.
Why?
It takes a long time. He wants to be an anesthesiologist.
Oh, like you.
No. I'm a ventriloquist. He's an anesthesiologist. And the anesthesiologist puts people to sleep.
Yeah, I know. Alice!
No, please, not that again.
Alice!
I'm sorry. He does this one impersonation of Elvis Presley. And when we perform for children, I have to tell them that Elvis Presley was a singer that died a long time ago, because they have no idea who Elvis Presley is.
Right.
So he does his impersonation of Elvis Presley. You want to do your impersonation of Elvis Presley now?
Yeah,
I'll count 3. You do your impersonation.
yeah.
Okay. This is Jerry's impersonation of Elvis Presley, the singer that died a very long time ago. You ready?
Yeah,
You ready?
yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Jerry. Jerry, get up. Jerry, they got the joke. Get up.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Yeah, I like that joke. Yeah, I like that joke. So what's the deal with the corona thing?
The coronavirus?
Yeah.
Well, some people are dying.
Are you gonna die?
Well, I don't think I'm going to die from the coronavirus, but it's possible.
Oh yeah? You're gonna die?
Well, yeah, I am going to die at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, unlike you, I'm made of flesh and bones, and I'm not made of wood, and someday I will die.
Yeah. Wait. What about me?
What about you?
Yeah. What about me?
Well, I don't know. What about you?
Where will I go? What will I do? I don't know.
Well, I have in my will that you'll go to my son.
Why?
Well, he's a stand-up comedian.
Can he do this?
No, he's not a ventriloquist, but maybe he can learn.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna die?
Yeah, I'm gonna die.
Wow.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Wow. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So, wow.
Well, why don't you write a song? We started a song the other day. You want to sing the lyrics to that? You want to sing the words to the song?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you sing the words? We'll get the sound here.
Yeah.
You want to sing the song?
Yeah.
So, you know what you're going to sing?
No.
Well, think about it. Just think, what would you say? What would you say in the song?
I'd say, what will I do when you're gone? I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know.
Are you going to miss me?
No.
You're not going to miss me?
Where will I go? What will I do? What will I do when you're gone?
I don't.
Yeah. Good guy.
Okay. He wants to do this. We have a routine at the end of each show. Not every show, but in most shows we do this one routine.
Dead guy.
Okay, all right, dead guy. Steve Jobs was one of my heroes in high tech, and he had the opportunity to give the commencement address for the graduating class at Stanford University, 2005.
Dead guy. Dead guy.
Right, he was a dead guy. And as you know, Steve Jobs changed 3 industries. He changed the computer industry with the Apple.
Yep.
And he changed the telecommunications industry with the iPhone, and he changed the entertainment industry with Pixar.
Toy Story. Toy Story.
Right, Toy Story.
Are you? Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. So, okay, anyway, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so his commencement address, he's told the graduating class of Stanford University, live each day as though it were your last.
And one day you're right.
That's our time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for having us, Bob. Bye-bye. Thanks again.
Thank you. Oh, how was that, huh?
Very good. Very good. That's a talent.
Have you ever seen Terry Fader? You know who he's talking about?
No, I haven't.
Terry Fader won the first, what was that? America's Got Talent, or was that the name of the show? He won the very first one. He won $1 million. He was from Texas. And I got lucky enough that Joe Rocco was a good friend of mine. He used to be on Channel 10, sportscaster, but he became an agent, and he ran the concert series down in Newport, too. And he had already booked Terry Fader when he was just an act. And then he won, not only did he win the $1 million, he signed the deal. Get this one. He signed 2 5-year contracts with Las Vegas right after he won America's Got Talent, right? Hope I get this right. They were 5 years, $20 million a year. Wow. For 5 years, right? That's $100 million. And the next 5 was $22 million a year for 5 years.
No kidding.
Yeah, the 110 million, I mean, for 10 years. And here I am sitting across from the guy. I had dinner with the guy after I went to the show, and not only did I go to the show, but we got to talking before the show and whatever, and I had a video camera. And when any of these performers, you cannot videotape. I mean, even if like you're from the network, they'll allow you to do, like a singer, they'll allow you to videotape one song, or they'll allow you to videotape 2 minutes of their act or something like that. He announced to everybody in the place, there was 2,200 people there. He said, my friend Bob Venturini's out there, he's got a video camera, and he's going to be taping the whole show, so don't be concerned. He allowed me to tape the whole show.
That's fantastic.
It was
Very
pretty
nice.
cool. Yeah, and then we went out after the show. We went out and had dinner together. He hung around for a couple hours before he had to go and go to, I think he was going to Cincinnati or something. and he was finishing up with his commitments before he went to Vegas, started in Vegas. Then he ended up moving to Vegas. He bought a house for $8 million in Vegas.
Well, you got to do that, and you got to ride in all kinds of aircraft.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it sounds like you've been able to do some interesting things.
I've done a few interesting things. I used to judge international kickboxing. I used to travel all over the world. I used to in Russia, I've been to China, I've been to Kazakhstan, I've been to Morocco, Brazil. You know, some pretty cool places over the years.
Very nice.
But let's get back to the air show, the Quonset Air Show.
Sure.
The Rhode Island Air National Guard Quonset Air Show is June 20th and 21st.
20th and 21st.
It opens at what time of day?
So
9?
the gates open at 9. Flying starts at 10. And flying.
So if you got there before 9, you can't get in.
You won't be able to physically get on into the base.
Right. You can park and
Correct.
be ready to go in the base.
Correct.
Which
So
is probably a good idea.
I would encourage that. Just like we said, I mean, we draw a pretty big crowd. So
I would rather be there earlier and wait for the gates to open than sit in traffic for 2 hours as you're driving from Pawtucket down there.
So one good thing, now that you mentioned traffic, I don't know.
Trains?
The trains? The trains are back. We're in.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. So we're in talks with the Rhode Island Department of Transportation about the stops and the times. So that's
Right.
we're still working on that. But we will have the trains, and I would definitely encourage folks to take advantage of that. It's a free train ride.
Yep.
And it drops.
Do they come as north to as far as Pawtucket? Do they come that far north?
The exact stops I'm not sure of yet. Those haven't been confirmed. But where they drop you right there.
I know.
So it's a very short walk.
I know. It's a smart way to go.
It is. I remember the first year we did it, there were actually people that were kind of waving as they passed everybody on the way out. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, everybody's stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
They're on the trains nice and comfortable and not having to worry about driving.
Right.
Oh,
But
being stuck.
it was a great addition. It was a great addition, and thousands of people have been able to take advantage of it. So I would definitely encourage that to anybody who's considering coming. Think about the free train ride.
Yeah, because the walking, even if you get there, unless you get there real early and get a parking space right in front, you're going to walk.
Well, so the walking itself from the so we
Well, not so much from the lot. The
Correct.
walking when you're in the facility, because it's a big.
It's a big place.
Quonset base is a big
I mean,
base.
it's an airport, so it's a
Yeah.
good-sized place. But yeah, I mean, from the parking lots we have buses, so there's busing to and from the lots. So there's not much walking there. But you're right. Once you're there, once you're on the airport property,
Right.
there's a lot to see. There's a lot of not only flying acts, but there's static airplanes as well, and different booths set up.
A lot of food too.
There's a lot of food.
A lot of food, a lot of water too, right?
Yeah, water, yeah, absolutely. And you've been there before. It can get pretty hot sometimes out
Yep.
there. It's a long day, so yeah, you always have to have plenty of water.
And I suggest that people wear head covering,
Yes,
a
absolutely.
hat, or even an umbrella if you have.
I have to. I get.
Oh
I
yeah,
get
well
sunburned
we're
pretty
fair
easily.
skinned,
That's
so
right.
we're going to get cooked if we're not covered. And I hate hats, by the way. I mean, I hate wearing a hat, but that is one time where I'll wear a hat of some kind.
It's a good idea. Definitely bring some sunblock and a hat.
Oh gosh, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And you got are they going to have the static? What do they call that? Where they train on? What do they call those things?
Like a flight simulator?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to get back to you on that. I'm not sure if we're going to have a flight simulator. But we will have aircraft that you can board, larger aircraft typically.
Right.
Of course, we'll have one of our C-130s there with some folks from the Rhode Island Guard to explain.
What's the bigger one that opens in the front? What is that, the
The C-5?
C5?
C-5, yeah. We've had that there before.
That's a big plane,
It
man.
is. It's enormous.
That is a huge plane.
It is. That's what they used to transport, the president's motorcade when the
Yeah,
president goes
yeah.
anywhere.
People don't realize that when the president goes away,
All the stuff goes with him.
Yeah. all his cars go with him, right? And all his big SUVs, the armor-plated SUVs go with him.
Right, right.
So that goes in a separate plane, right? That's following his Air Force One, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's not on the Air Force One. They're
No,
on,
no, no.
they're on, like you said,
On a C5.
C5.
Right. And we've had some other pretty large aircraft there before too. You know, C-17s. C-17's another really large aircraft.
Really?
Some air refuelers, KC-135s and things. So still working on exactly what static displays we're going to have. But of course, we always hope to have some military planes there as well for people to see.
I missed out one year. I got the opportunity, I was offered to ride in a refueler and go down in where they go to hook up.
Right, right.
And actually be part of it, the refueling, watch
To see the boom,
refueling.
right.
Yeah, where they set the boom out to the jet. Mm-hmm. But I had rotator cuff surgery, and I couldn't lift my arm up because you have to almost dive into the damn thing to get down. It's almost like in a bomber's bay in a World War II plane, right?
Right, right. Laying down kind of on your stomach.
Yeah, yeah, and I couldn't do it. So I was so mad that I couldn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it's pretty incredible what
I
they're able to
remember
do.
one experience I had. One of the kids working for me, who now works for Channel 12, we're out there, and he's got the camera. I got the microphone. And he says, "Hey, they're ready to go up. You want to go up on a Black Hawk, another Black Hawk?" And it was like 95 degrees out, so I get just a T-shirt on, and we jump on the Black Hawk helicopter, and not thinking, not realizing what they're doing. I figured I just got to go up, 3,000 or 4,000 feet and come back down, like when they do the combined arms demonstration there. But no, they went up 12,000 feet to drop the parachuters off. Well, as you know, we talked about already, it's very cold up there. And I got just a T-shirt on. And they're laughing at me because I'm sitting across from them and I'm like this. And I got the microphone and I can't even lift the microphone up, although he couldn't lift the camera up either. We're like this, freezing, and these guys are all dressed with jumpsuits on. They're all covered up pretty good.
Sure, sure.
And now we got to wait because they weren't ready for them. This is during the air show. We had to wait until they got the clearance for their time to jump, and we're up there. I am dying, absolutely dying. I'm so cold. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I learned my lesson on that one, I'll tell you.
Sure, sure. We hope to have a jump team as well this year.
Yeah, yeah.
So not confirmed exactly who yet, but we will have a jump team.
'Cause I remember the Golden Knights, was it?
The Golden Knights
one?
have been there before, and so you have the United States Naval Cadets who
Right.
have jumped before, the Air Force
Canadians
Academy
too,
jets. Right, right. So it's funny when the Rhode Island Air Show is so well established that when we announce the dates, we get contacted by folks, from,
Oh yeah.
from around
Well,
the country.
didn't the Rhode Island Air Show win the national as the best air show one year?
Yes, yeah. The Rhode Island Air
In the
Show.
country?
Correct. The Blue Angels actually awarded us the best air show. That was in 2007, and the Rhode Island Show has received a number of awards. Going back to the trains, there was a award that was received because of that, for that kind of innovative idea. Trying to find better ways to get the
people in and
spectators-
out.
Correct. So it's a great show. It's a great show. It's like we said, it's been around since 1991,
Yes.
and the folks in Rhode Island really know how to.
Well, we've been
how to
spoiled
put it.
because at times we've had both teams. We've had both the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds.
Sure.
That's like unbelievable. Some places don't get either one ever.
That's right. Yeah, we've been very lucky, and our folks know how to put on a good, safe show.
I remember the first year we got the Stealth.
Yes. So last show we had the F-35. I'm not sure if you were at the last show,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So
The best one was the F-22.
the F-22, yeah.
And
It's an incredible aircraft.
You know what the best thing about that was? That everybody's getting ready to interview the pilot of the F-22, and they're all standing around all the networks and my little old cable TV shows there, right? And Channel 10, 12, 6, 5, 4, 7, they're all there. And who got the first interview? Me. You know why? I coached the pilot in Little League.
The F-22 pilot?
Yes.
No kidding.
Yeah, he was from Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
His name was Gallant. It was the funniest thing. I'm just standing there waiting. I figure I'm going to be, just hanging around while they interview all these other people interview him. And he's,
Typical
Bob! Oh, he called me Mr. V. That's what he called me.
Typical Rhode Island, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was hilarious that happened. But what a plane that thing was. My God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's impressive. So in all your times at the show, what would you say is your favorite?
I love the Black Hawk helicopters.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they do a nice job with it. I've never been in a helicopter.
Are you serious?
I've never been in a helicopter, no.
How long have you been in the National Guard?
Well, I'm in the Air Force. Those are the Army. Those are the Army folks for the Black
yeah, but
Hawks.
the Air Force has helicopters.
We do. But no, that's our Army counterparts.
Well, we got to get that taken care of. We got to get you in a helicopter. I love the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
We flew down to Puerto Rico, and we didn't fly down there in our Blackhawks. We flew down there in C-130. But when we got there, we flew from San Juan, the base in San Juan, over to Ponce in Blackhawk helicopters. And I convinced them to leave the doors open so I could videotape. And we're flying over the contour, and I also convinced them to fly low so I could get some good video. And I never forget it. We're flying over this guy over the mountains in Puerto Rico, and this guy's in a big Cadillac convertible, and he's got the top down, and he's singing, he's got the music blasting, and I'm yelling at him, and he can't hear me, of course, right? And we're right above him, and I'm yelling at him. Finally, I dropped a penny down, and it hit his hood, and he just startled him for a second, and I said, "Up here!" And he looks up, and he almost crashed the car because he was looking up, and we're right above him with the helicopter. It was hilarious.
Wow, unbelievable.
But we had a lot of fun. I got some great video of flying all around, over Puerto Rico, all around the island, and some great video flying over Rhode Island, not just down by Quonset. When they had that, right after 9/11, they had that thing at the Civic Center. I forget what they called it. It was within months after 9/11. And I got the pleasure of being in a Black Hawk, and we flew. The weather was so bad that we almost didn't take off, but we did. Instead of going straight up, we flew across the bay over by 136 Metacom Avenue, by where I went to college,
Roger
Williams.
Right? Yep.
And we flew up, we followed 136 up to Route 195, and almost like we were in a car, and took a left. We're only about 500 feet in the air. Took a left into Providence, and we hovered above the crowd. They had this big procession, even though it was pouring rain, it was overcast and whatever, and we're right above everything. And it used to be called the Westin Hotel. We were like eye level to the top floors of the Westin Hotel. You could see people in the top floors of the Westin Hotel.
Wow.
And then we end up flying back. I got in the car, I drove back up there. I got there, people still in there, and somebody said to me, "Oh, you missed everything. Oh, we had a parade, we had that." I said, "I didn't miss anything. I was right above it."
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And in another year, by the way, you're supposed to be doing the talking, not me.
But you've had all these great experiences.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Another year, we had the Red Devils parachute team.
Yeah.
And what do they call that? It looks like a baby C-130. Begins with an S, I think. Chinook, maybe, or something like that.
Well, the Chinook helicopter.
No, it wasn't a Chinook then. It began with an S, not a C. Anyway, it opened from the back, but it was a smaller plane. It held maybe 20 people, and they were going to drop out into McCoy Stadium right here in Pawtucket for the game.
Yeah.
So I'm in the helicopter, and I'm videotaping them jumping out, and got some unbelievable shots. I mean, I got shots when I'm jumping out of the helicopter when I was using a still camera because I am a photographer. With, you can see in stop motion. They're in midair with no parachute hadn't deployed yet.
Yeah.
Real cool shots.
Yeah.
And I'm shooting all these shots, shooting the shots after they jumped out and over the McCoy Stadium. And same thing. We get back to Quonset, jump in the car, come to Pawtucket, and some idiot says to me, "Ha ha ha! Now you show up. You missed everything." I go, "Missed everything?" And one of the paratroopers walked by. "Hey Bob, how you doing? Wow, it didn't take you long to get back here." And the guy goes, "How do you know him?" I said, "I was with him up in the plane."
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, every year there's always been some kind of memorable act like that, like Fat Albert.
Sure.
We went up in where we're out there, and there's all the media's there, and when you're sitting again, when you're in the C-130, if you're in the back, you can't see anything.
Right.
And everybody went to the back except I don't know how it happened, but somebody told somebody, and they invited me to sit in the front, and everybody was going in there going, the other people from the media, "Why does he get to go in there?" And I didn't know why, so I was, okay, I'll take it. I sat in the front, they strapped my camera in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before I went in, they strapped my camera in. So when I got, and then he went up, and then he showed weightlessness.
So they did this kind of...
Yeah, he dove, and
come up out of your seat.
It was so cool.
Sure.
It was so cool. All those people in the back, they didn't know what was happening until it happened.
Right.
But they didn't know it was going to happen.
Yeah, I'd rather be in the cockpit when that happens.
Yeah. This guy, the pilot, I mean, he was so cool. He pulled it up. He said, "Watch this." He pulls it up, and up we go, and then he pushes the steering column down, and down we go, and I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it was so cool.
Oh, yeah. Yep. No, it's incredible what they can do. And with such a big plane, too.
And then we flew like this to the crowd,
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know what they call that, the maneuver they call that.
Banana pass.
Yeah, right by the crowd. And it's so funny when, again, somebody will say, always say to me, "Oh, you should have seen this. You should have." I was there.
That's awesome. That's
I
great.
was in there.
That's great.
But there's always something to see at the Rhode Island Air National Guard Air Show, June 20th and 21st, 9 a.m. till
About 4 p.m.
4 p.m. each day.
Each day, correct. Yep, plenty to see.
And it don't cost anything, right? The park, you make a donation to park, right?
It's free. It's free. Yep. There's no charge for the show. No charge for the admission. If folks want to give a donation,
Right.
the National Guard Association of Rhode Island donates to a number of charities, and that's where that money goes.
Money goes to, right?
But other than that, the show is free. So it's a great day to come out, and it's Father's Day weekend this year.
Oh, there you go. There's all the more reason to go out there, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Bring your dad, or have your dad bring you, one or the other, right?
Sure.
Well, I hope to see you down there, right?
Absolutely. I'll keep an eye out for you.
I'll be there with bells on, that's for sure. And again, thanks for coming.
It was nice meeting you. Thanks for having me.
Major,
Appreciate
I'm glad you could have the time to stop by and
Absolutely.
see us over here.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Major Terrence Coyne of the Air National Guard, right?
That's right.
I'll see you on the 20th and the 21st of June this year. And I'll be there early, because I'm telling you, that's the way to go. You got to be
All
there
right,
early.
sir. Well, we'll keep an eye out for you.
Oh yeah, you got to get there early. There's no way. What's the website that, or the how they contact?
I'll give you. I know they're making some changes right now to the Facebook pages and Twitter. I'll be honest. I'm not the most social media savvy, but I can get you all of that information.
Okay, and I'll put it on my Facebook page. How's that? And folks, I want to thank you for spending an hour with Bob, and thank Kevin Driscoll for stopping by too.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And again, until next time, folks, see you.